The lost civilization beneath the Sahara for thousands of years. The Sahara Desert has been one of the most mysterious places on Earth. A sea of endless sand, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. But what if this barren desert was not always a wasteland? What if, beneath the waves of sand, lie the ruins of an ancient civilization, one that thrived long before the Egyptians built their pyramids, and long before the rise of any known empire? Archaeologists, geologists, and explorers are now piecing together a shocking possibility that the Sahara once bloomed with life, water, cities, and people, and that somewhere, buried under its golden dunes, rests a forgotten chapter of human history. The Green Sahara around 10,000 years ago, the Sahara was unrecognizable. Instead of sand dunes, it was covered with vast grasslands, flowing rivers, and sprawling lakes. Scientists call this period the African humid period, a time when monsoon rains shifted northward and transformed the desert into a green paradise. Satellite images revealed traces of long-lost river systems snaking through what is now arid wasteland. Ancient lake beds, like the massive megalithic Chad, once spread across hundreds of thousands of square kilometers. Fossilized remains of crocodiles, hippos, and fish have been found deep in the desert. Proof that the region was once teeming with life. Early humans lived there too. Stone tools, carvings, and rock art scattered across the Sahara depict scenes of daily life. Herds of cattle, people swimming, and lush vegetation. These ancient artists recorded a world long vanished beneath the sands. The disappearance of paradise, but paradise did not last forever. Around 5,000 years ago, the Earth's climate began to shift again. The monsoon rains retreated south, and the once green Sahara began to dry up. Rivers disappeared, lakes evaporated. Vegetation withered away. People who once thrived there were forced to migrate, some moving south into sub-Saharan Africa, while others moved east toward the Nile Valley. Many scholars believe that this migration helped give rise to the great civilizations of Egypt, Nubia, and the Sahara. Yet, what became of those who remained behind? Did they perish, or did they adapt and survive hidden away in oases and mountain strongholds, their culture buried under the encroaching sands? That question has intrigued explorers for centuries. Whispers from beneath the sand, ancient legends speak of lost kingdoms buried in the desert. The Egyptians told stories of mysterious people who came from the west, from lands beyond the desert, bringing knowledge and craftsmanship. Arab historians later wrote of entire cities swallowed by sandstorms, their treasures entombed beneath the dunes. Some even claimed that ruins occasionally emerged after powerful winds, only to vanish again. Modern explorers began to take these tales seriously when satellite technology and ground radar started revealing strange anomalies under the Sahara's surface. Circular formations, rectangular foundations, and buried structures began to appear on infrared imagery. Signs that the desert might indeed be hiding something. The Eye of the Sahara. One of the most enigmatic formations in the desert is the Richet structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, located in Mauritania. From space, it looks like a giant bullseye, a series of concentric circles measuring nearly 50 kilometers across. At first, scientists thought it was a meteor crater, but later studies showed it to be a natural geological dome eroded by wind and water. Yet, not everyone is convinced. Some researchers and independent thinkers propose that the structure might be the remains of an ancient city, or even the legendary Atlantis. According to Plato, Atlantis was a circular island with concentric rings of water and land. When viewed from above, the Richet structure matches that description remarkably well. It has the right shape, a similar size, and sits in a location that could once have been a coastal region thousands of years ago, before the Sahara dried up. Skeptics dismiss this theory as pseudoscience, but the resemblance continues to spark debate, whether natural or man-made. The Eye of the Sahara stands as a silent monument, a mark of mystery carved into the heart of the desert. Ancient lakes and hidden cities. Recent satellite studies have revealed the ghostly outlines of ancient river valleys and dry lake beds across the Sahara. In 2018, scientists discovered a massive ancient river channel beneath the sand, larger than the Nile, running from Chad toward Libya. Nearby, in southern Egypt and northern Sudan, Researchers have found evidence of stone structures and buried settlements that date back over 9,000 years. These early communities lived near the edges of ancient lakes and relied on fishing, farming, and herding. At the site of Nabta Playa, archaeologists uncovered stone circles aligned with the stars, built thousands of years before Stonehenge. These early Saharan people tracked celestial movements, marking solstices, and possibly even predicting the seasons. Their knowledge of astronomy and agriculture suggests a level of sophistication not usually associated with nomadic tribes. Could Nabta Playa have been one of many outposts of a larger civilization spread across the once Green Sahara? The mysterious structures of Tassili. Deep in the mountains of southeastern Algeria lies one of the world's greatest collections of ancient rock art, the Tassili. Discovered in the 1930s, these cave paintings and carvings depict the lost world. There are images of giraffes, elephants, and oxen, animals that could not survive in today's harsh climate. But even more astonishing are the human figures, tall, elongated beings wearing strange helmets or headgear, performing rituals, dancing, and holding what look like tools or weapons. Some archaeologists interpret them as depictions of early Saharan people, while others claim they represent visitors or gods. The round-head figures, with their large, featureless faces, continue to baffle reason. Who were they? What inspired such detailed artistry thousands of years ago in the heart of the desert? Lost waterways and buried evidence as technology advances. Scientists are using new methods to peer beneath the sand. In recent years, radar mapping from satellites and drones has revealed the traces of entire lost river systems, some flowing for thousands of kilometers, linking the Sahara to the Nile. One discovery, known as the Tamanrasset River, appears to have once drained a vast area of the central Sahara, emptying into the Atlantic Ocean. Along its course, researchers found signs of ancient floodplains and possible settlements. In the Fezzan region of Libya, archaeologists uncovered evidence of an advanced culture that built underground irrigation systems known as. These networks of tunnels and wells were used to transport water from aquifers to farms and towns, proof that people once thrived even as the desert began to form. In Niger, remnants of ancient fortifications and trade centers have been unearthed, suggesting the existence of organized societies long before recorded history. The forgotten kingdoms of the desert beyond the prehistoric era. The Sahara continued to host civilizations that have since faded from memory. The Garamantes, who lived in what is now Libya's Fezzan region, built cities, roads, and vast irrigation systems more than 2,000 years ago. Roman records mention them as powerful desert dwellers who traded across Africa and raided the Roman frontier. Excavations of their capital, Garama, revealed multi-story buildings, tombs, and evidence of writing. The Garamantes turned the desert into a thriving landscape until their underground water sources dried up, forcing their collapse. If such advanced societies existed relatively recently, how many older, more mysterious ones might lie further beneath the sand from eras when the Sahara was still green? Climate change and civilization cycles. The story of the Sahara is a story of transformation, of climate shaping civilization and civilization adapting to change. Each shift in rainfall forced migrations, innovations, and rebirths elsewhere. Scientists studying ancient pollen samples and sediment cores from beneath the desert have reconstructed climate patterns over tens of thousands of years. They found that the Sahara's transformation is cyclical, flipping between wet and dry phases roughly every 20,000 years, influenced by Earth's orbital changes. This means that long before the last Green Sahara there were others, perhaps many more. Each time the region flourished, people moved in, built communities, and left behind traces that the next desert cycle would bury. If that is true, the Sahara may be hiding not just one, but multiple lost civilizations, each erased by time and sand. Myths, memory, and migration. Cultural memory is a powerful thing. Some African tribes, such as the Dogon of Mali, have oral traditions describing ancestors who came from a land that was once green but later turned to dust. Egyptian myths speak of primordial lands to the west, the land of the spirits, where gods once dwelled before the Nile civilization rose. Could these legends be faint echoes of the Green Sahara civilizations, remembered not through archaeology, but through myth and storytelling passed down for millennia. It's possible. After all, oral history often preserves truths that archaeology rediscovers thousands of years later. Modern exploration and technological discovery. Today, teams of researchers are returning to the desert, armed with modern tools, ground-penetrating radar, LiDAR scanners, and AI-enhanced. Satellite imaging. They are mapping the Sahara in unprecedented detail, searching for geometric shapes and anomalies that hint at human-made structures. In some areas, such as southwest Libya and northern Mali, deep radar scans have revealed rectangular patterns resembling city grids buried under several meters of sand. However, political instability and the sheer harshness of the terrain make excavation nearly impossible. As technology advances, the secrets buried beneath the Sahara are slowly coming to light, but many mysteries remain locked away, waiting for the right eyes to see them. The desert is a time capsule. What makes the Sahara so unique is that it acts as a natural time capsule. It's dry. Stable conditions can preserve artifacts for thousands of years. Beneath the dunes may lie everything from pottery and tools to temples and tombs. Some researchers believe that when the next major sand erosion event occurs, entire cities might re-emerge, much like how shifting sands in Egypt occasionally expose ancient ruins. The desert could one day reveal forgotten histories that challenge everything we know about human civilization. A civilization older than Egypt. If the Sahara's lost civilizations were indeed as advanced as some evidence suggests, they may have predated Egypt by thousands of years. The knowledge of irrigation, astronomy, and architecture found in places like Nabta Playa could have been passed down to the early Nile peoples, forming the foundation of Egypt's greatness. This idea has been debated for decades, but it grows more plausible as discoveries accumulate. The concept of civilization may not have begun in the river valleys we know, but in forgotten green plains now buried under sand. The echoes of time when you stand on the dunes of the Sahara today, the silence is overwhelming. The wind carries nothing but the sound of shifting sand. Yet, beneath your feet may lie the remains of temples, homes, and lives once vibrant with purpose. Every grain of sand is a fragment of time, the residue of lakes, mountains, forests, and human dreams. Long gone, what was once a thriving cradle of civilization has become the world's largest desert, hiding its own past in plain sight. The search continues. Archaeologists are cautious. Much of what lies beneath the Sahara remains speculative until it is uncovered. But even so, the evidence continues to grow. Every satellite image, every fossil, every ancient map adds a new piece to the puzzle. The Sahara was not always a barrier. It was a bridge, a place where people once met, traded, worshipped, and built. The desert we see today is merely the surface of a story that runs far deeper than we've yet imagined. Conclusion. Beneath the sands of memory, the lost civilization beneath the Sahara is not a single city or kingdom, but a mosaic of human journeys of communities rising and falling with the rhythms of nature. It reminds us that history is fragile, and that the sands of time can bury even the greatest of achievements. Someday, technology or chance may reveal the truth. A buried city, a forgotten temple, or inscriptions that rewrite our understanding of early humanity. Until then, the Sahara keeps its secrets. Beneath its endless dunes, the ghosts of a greener world still whisper of rivers that once flowed, of people who once dreamed, and of civilizations erased, yet never truly lost.